Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we are studying lesson number 13. And this lesson is about as-sahihu wal mu'talu. The as-sahih means salim or correct verbs, and mu'talu is like a weak or defective, or we can say sick verbs. So we're gonna study how these type of words, how they are conjugated, and what is the difference, and how we can identify those. Here are some examples. These examples are from the lesson which we will study after. Hatta wasala ila suki, until the wasala. So wasala is the verb here. Wasala yasilu, and huwa wasala, huma wasala. So it's something about two people until they both reach to the market. So wasala has the root letters waw, sad and lam. So just important to note the root of the root letters of the verb, because they're going to identify if the verbs are sahi or mu'tal. The next one is yaisa juha wabnuhu minan nasi. So yaisa, ya, asu, the root letters of this verb are ya, hamza and sin, and that means to despair, to get disappointed. Juha and his son, they got despaired from the people. Ad-dinaru allazi yalidu yamutu. The dinar, the one that gives birth, it dies. Yamutu, dies. Mata yamutu. So this is the verb, this is the present tense. Mata yamutu is the present tense, and the root letters are mata. So we write mata like this with the alif, but there is alif is not any root letter in the Arabic words. There is no Arabic word with alif as the root letter. So this actually the root letter is mim, waw and ta, that we can see in the present tense. In the past tense is written like this, but actually the root letter is waw, not alif here. And like I said, there is no root letter that is alif in Arabic. So here the root letter is mim, waw and ta, and when we make the present tense, then we can see it. So mata yamutu, to die. So the dinar, the currency, the coin that gives birth, then if it can give birth, then it also dies. Fala buddha anna dinara ki kad walada hazad darhama. So here the verb is walada, walada yalidu, to give birth, and the root letters are, as we can see, waw, lam and dal. Walada. So your dinar certainly gave birth to this dirham. We will study in the lesson. So your dinar gave birth to la buddha anna, that this dinar, your dinar, it certainly gave birth to this dirham. So this is the literal meaning of this sentence. Fawajadtu dirhaman ma dinarika. So here the verb is wajada yajidu, and the root letters of the wajada are waw, jim and dal. Means this verb means to find. So in wajadtu, for huwa wajada, for ana becomes wajadtu. I found. So I found dirham with your dinar. Wazahu fi sundukin takhta saririhi. So here is another verb, waza yaziu. So waza, waw, dal and an. So these three root letters are for this verb wada, and to put, and he put in the box, he put it, وَوَضَعَهُ, he put it in the box under his bed. Or he put, in the story we'll see, he put the dinar in the box under the bed. فَوَجَدَهَا تَنْتَظِرَهُ, and same verb wajada. So, and he found her tantazirahu, waiting for him. Tantazirahu, waiting for him. So what verb is same wajada that we have seen here, wajada yajidu, and the root letters are waw, jim and dal. So this is the one group of example. This is another group. Kanat imratan bakhilatan. So here the verb is kana yakunu, and for because imratan is feminine, so it changes to kanat, huwa kana, hiya kanat. And the kana, again this alif is not a root letter. Actually the root letters are of this verb kana are kaf, waw and noon, and we can see when we make a present form of that verb yakunu. So we know ya is harfu madare, and then the next three are the root letters of this verb to be. So the lady, she was a stingy woman. Ada Juha yawman ilal bayti. Juha returned to the house. Yawman, a day. In a day, Juha, he returned to the house. So here the verb is Ada yaudu. Again Ada shows alif, but actually the root letters are a, and, waw and dal. And when we see, we can see those three root letters in the present form to return. Fas'alaha maza turidina, and he asked her, what do you want? Wa ana aishu wahidatan fi bayti, I live alone in my house. So the verb is aishu. So the verb actually is asha yaishu is the present form. Yaishu, huwa yaishu, for anta is taishu, for ana is aishu, nahnu naishu. So this is for aishu. And asha, again the root letters are, we can't see, this alif is actually ya, and we can see that in the present form. So the three root letters of this verb are an, ya and sheen, to live. Wa akhafa an yatiya lasusu fa yasrikuna dinara minni. So here the verb is khafa yakhafu, is actually the root letters of the khafa. Three verb is kha, waw and fa, to fear. And I fear, for akhafa, yakhafu, huwa yakhafu, anta takhafu, ana akhafu. So this is for ana. I fear that the lasus, that the people who steal money, they come and they steal the dinar that she was having from me. She feared that the thieves, they will steal the dinar from me. Uridu an atrukahu fi baytika. I want to leave it fi baytika, in your house. Kala juha, kala, so kala is another verb. So kala yakulu, and is actually the three root letters are kaf, waw and lam, and we can see that in the present form of the verb to say. Kala juha said, ashkuru ki ala sikati ki bi. I thank you for your trust in me. Sikatika, for your trust in me. Shakara yashkuru, ana huwa yashkuru, anta tashkuru, ana ashkuru, nahnu nashkuru. So is ana ashkuru. Qalatil maratu, the lady, she said, Alhamdulillah, thanks Allah. Adatil maratu fis sabahi tasalu, the lady, she returned in the morning and she asked, and tasalu, she asking. So ada we have seen above, ada yaudu, so is the for huwa ada hiya adat. So this is for hiya because it's for lady, which is the feminine word. Yanamu Saidan fi Sanduki. He's sleeping happily in the box. So Nama Yanamu. So again the verb, the root letters are Noon, Waw and Meem. So Nama, the Alif is actually Waw, and we can here we is not shown in the present form. To sleep. So it's actually Navima, but is written like Nama. Wal maratu tazuru juha kulla saatin. And the lady, she visit Juha every hour. So the verb is here Zara Yazuru, and is Zara is actually Za, Waw and Ra. These are the three root letters to visit. Fakama Juha Yaftahu Laha. So Juha, he stood up and then he opens for her. So the the verb is Kama Yakumu, and again is actually the root letters are Kaf, Waw and Meem. Kavima is actually Kavima, but written like Kama, and in the present form we can see that Waw. Jaatil Maratu, the lady, she came. So the verb is Ja Yajiu, and here actually Al is not Alif, is Ya, and we can see that in the present form. Ja, Ya and Hamza. To come. Fukalat, and then she said Khairan, Inshallah, is going to be good, Inshallah. Lakad Matat Dinaru, the dinar died. So Mata Yamutu, I have not highlighted this, but this is like we can say Mata Yamutu. So the root letters actually are Meem, Waw and Ta, to die. Mata Yamutu. So we can highlight this verb. So is actually, so the verb is Mata Yamutu, and then Mata is actually the root letters are Meem, Waw and Ta, to die. Just like we Kama Yakumu. So Kaifa Yamutu Dinaru, how can a dinar, a currency, a coin, how can this die? Same like Mata Yamutu. Yakuluna anna nasa yakuluna halwa fi baiti shaykhin tujari. Again this is Kala Yakulu, we have seen that above. Kala Yakulu, Huwa Yakulu, Huma Yakulani, Hum Yakuluna. So this is for whom, Yakuluna. They say that the people akala yakulu, to eat, they are eating halwa, sweets or candies, or fi baiti shaykhin, in the house of shaykh, the one who is the shaykh tujari, who is the merchant. People are eating sweets in his home. Wakhafa anna tafutahu halwa, and he feared that the halwa is gonna so this is another verb, fata yafutu, to pass, to miss, and the root letters of the fata is fa, Waw and Ta, and we can see Waw, that Waw when we make it a present form, yafutu. So he feared that the halwa that the people are eating, the sweets, is gonna pass or is gonna end nothing gonna be left for him. Is the same repetition. Wahuwa yakulu, and he says kala yakulu. So we have seen that kala yakulu above. Wasara ma ibnihi khalfal himari. So this verb is sara yasiru, and the root letters are sin, ya, and ra, to walk. So he walked with his son behind the donkey. Wa hamala, so hamala, huwa hamala, to carry, huma hamala. So this is from huma. They carried the donkey, wasara bihi, and then walked with it. So this was the second group of examples. This is the third group of examples. Kissatun tahki anna jaratan lahu. So this verb is haka yahki, and the root letters are ha, kaf, and ya. So that means this verb means to narrate or to describe. A story is narrated that he had a neighbor. Jara is a neighbor. فأنا الآن لا أخشى على الدينار من السرقة. And so now I don't fear about the stealing of this dinar, that this dinar is going to be stolen. I don't fear now. So this verb is aksha, actually is khashiya yaksha, huwa yaksha, anta taksha, ana aksha. So this is for ana, and the root letters of khashiya is kha, sheen, and ya, to fear. Walakinnani arjuka ya juha, but I request you, O juha. So the arju is the verb coming from raja yarju. So this raja has actually the root letters ra, jim, and waw, to request. Sa'uallimu hazihil mar'atal bakhilata darsan lan tansahu. I will teach this stingy woman a lesson that she won't forget. So here the verb is tansa, which is actually coming from nasiya yansa. The important thing is the root letters of this verb, which is noon, seen, and ya. Wamazzat saidatan, and she went happily. So maza yamzi, maza, actually the root letters are mim, dal, and ya. Maza, to pass. Fada'at lahul amratu bil khairi. So the lady called him, he called him good wishes, or he prayed well for him, or he prayed, like we can say, good wishes for him. So da'at is actually the verb da'a yadu, and because it's the lady, so for hiya is huwa da'a, hiya da'at, to call or to pray. For wajadat juha yabki. So the juha, she found juha crying, baka yabki. So here wajadat is the verb wajada yajidu, huwa wajada, hiya wajadat. So is for here the doer is the woman, so that is why is the feminine version used, wajat, to find. And the root letters of wajada is clear, waw, jim, and dal. Yabki is the verb is baka yabki, to cry. So baka is the root letters are ba, kaf, and ya, to cry. Va yakuna anna juha, and they narrate that juha. So we have seen that this verb here, haka yaki, and huwa yaki, huma yakiyani, hum yakuna. So this is for whom, same verb. Fajrau ila bayti shaykhi tujari. So here the verb is jara yajri, to run, to flow. and the root letters of jara are jim, re and ya. Jara, to flow, to run. And they ran to the house of sheikh of the merchants. Wabad Kalilin Ra Juha Uladan Yajruna, and after a short while Juha he saw that the children are running. So here the verb is Ra'a. Ra'a, Yara, Ra'a past tense, Yara present tense. So Ra actually has the root letters Ra, Re, Hamza and Ya. To see. Bada Kalilin Ra, to see. Ra means to see. Juha he saw. So is the past tense. Juha saw that the children are running. Is the same thing. Limaza tajruna, why are you running? Fanasiya Juha annahu kana yakzibu, Juha he forgot that he was lying. So nasiya yansa is the same verb like we have seen here. Nasiya yansa, to forget. So Fanasiya Juha he forgot that he was lying. Fajara varahum, and he ran behind them. Jara yajri we have seen here, the same verb. Jara yajri, to run, to flow, and the root letters are jim, ra and ya. Al ibnu yarkabu wal abu yamshi, the son he is riding and the dad he is walking. So the verb is here masha yamshi, to walk. So masha yamshi, the root letters of this verb are mim, sheen and ya. Al abu wal ibnu yamshiyani, the dad and the son they both are walking. So now all these examples, now we have the explanation here. Maza tulahizu fi hazihi al afali, what we I mean, lahaza, yulahizu, tulahizu, afal is broken plural, so it's tulahizu. What we find in these verbs, fi afal, hiya afalun takhtalifu fi tasrifi an tariqati, these verbs they are different in the conjugation. An tariqallati, that from the way, allati darasnaha fi darsi salisi, that we have studied in lesson number 3. Falimaza, and so why. So now we're gonna see how these verbs are different than we have already studied in the lesson number 3. Lianna kulli failin minha mu'talun, because all these verbs they are mu'tal. Mu'tal, kalma mu'talun manaha maridun. We can the meaning of this verb mu'tal means the marid, the sick. So we can say defective verb, or we can say weak verbs, or we can say sick verbs. So this is what mu'tal means, because they are defective verbs, so their conjugation is a bit different than the conjugation that we studied in lesson number 3. Falimaza huwa failun mu'talan, and why they are defective verbs or weak verbs. Why this is a defective or a weak verb? Lianna bihi wahidun min harufi illa, because in it there is one letter which is haruful illa, which is we can say the defective letter, which or is the weak letter, which are wama hiya harufu illa, what are haruful illa, and those are al alif, waw and ya. So if any verb has one of these 3 letters, that is called a mu'tal verb, or a defective or a weak verb. Wa masmul fail allazi laysa bihi wahidun min hazil hurufi, and what is the name of the fail that does not have one of these letters? We call it al failu sahi. So the opposite of fail mu'attal means different kinds. Are there different kinds of failu sahi? Now yes, ma haza ma sanarahu, and this is what we will see it. So now we're gonna study lesson. We're going to study for the different kinds of the fi'l sahih. Here is the first group of examples. فَسَأَلَهَا, and he asked her, مَاذَا تُرِيدِينَ, what does she want? So Sala is the verb Sala yasalu, to question. So the root letters of the verb Sala is Sin, Hamza and Lam, to question. وَأَخَذَ dinara, and he took dinar. So the verb is Akhaza Yahuzu. So the root letters of the verb are Hamza, Kha and Zal, to take. Adatil maratu fi sabahi tasalu, the lady, she returned in the morning and she is asking, so Sala yasalu, same verb, we have seen that it also has the three root letters, one of them is a Hamza in it. Just remember the Hamza here. Similarly, Akhaza, one of the root letter is Hamza here. Akhaza Yahuzu, Hamza is one of the root letters. Akhazatid dirhama, so she took the dirham. So Akhaza, same verb, Akhaza, and one of the root letters is Hamza. Ja'atil maratu, the lady came. So Ja'a has a Hamza, one of the root letters. وَالنَّاسُ يَأْكُلُونَ الْحَلْوَى فِي بَيْتِ شَيْخِ تُجَارِ, and the people, they eating halwa in the house of Sheikh of the merchants. وَبَعْدَ قَلِيلٍ رَاجُهَا أُولَادًا يَجْرُونَ, after a short, so this yakuluna, I missed it. So the verb is akala yakulu, and one of the root letters is Hamza, Kaf and Lam, to eat. وَبَعْدَ قَلِيلٍ رَاجُهَا أُولَادًا يَجْرُونَ, after a short while Juha, he saw that the children, they were running. So Ra'a is the verb that has a we have seen above it, one of the root letters is Hamza here. فَأَمَرَ Juha ibnuhu an yanzila, so Juha, he commanded or he ordered his son to step down. So Amara is the verb, Amara Yamuru, Amara has one of the root letters Hamza, Mim and Ra, to command. Yaisa Juha wabnuhu minan nasi, Juha and his son, they despaired or they were disappointed from the people. So Yaisa, we have studied above, is also has a Hamza in it. Khuzuni Makum, so this verb is Akhaza Yahuzu, and this Khuzu actually is the commanding verb from Anta Tahuzu, Antuma Tahuzani, Antum Tahuzuna. So from Tahuzuna, if you make the commanding verb, it becomes Khuzu. Khuzuni, take me, Makum, with you. So this was the first group of examples, and now we have a second one. So in the first group, we have seen all the verbs that we have seen, they have Hamza as the root letter. Now this, let's see what is going on here. An-nasu yakussuna anhu kasasan tarifatan. The people, they narrate about him a story or a funny story. Tarifatan, funny story. So this verb is kassa yakusu, to tell a story. And huwa yakusu, huma yakussani, hum yakussuna. So this for whom, because it's for plural. An-nasu, to tell a story. So what is important to see here, there is one root letter which is coming twice. We can see second one and third one coming twice. So in this group you will see one root letter coming twice. For ana la ashukku fi amanatika, and I have no doubt in your faithfulness. Amanatika, in your faithfulness, that you are trustworthy. So shakka yashukku, and you see the verb shakka, the root letters is actually second and third is kaf. So one root letter is doubling here, to doubt. Marrat ayyamu, the days pass by. So marra yamurru is a verb with root letters Mim, Ra and Ra. So Ra is doubling here. Second and third one is the same root letter. Sarra Kalamul Juha Al Marata. So Sarra is the verb. Sarra Yasurru. So the root letters are Sin, Re and Ra. And the second and third is the same root letter, to please. So the statement of Juha, please the lady, please the woman. Zallal ibnu Rakiban, the son, he kept on Rakiban, riding. He kept on riding. So Dalla Yadullu, this is the verb, and this second and third root letter is Lam. So is the one root letter which is doubling. Now here is the explanation. Hal afalullati takhtaha khattun afalun sahihun aw mu'attalatun. Are the verbs under which there is a line are the sahih verbs or mu'attalatun? There may be a misprint. I don't see any line here, but you can see that the ones I have highlighted. So now we see the kinds of the sahih verb. Huwa wa huwa allazi fihi jizrihi hamza, in where one of the root letters is hamza. So in this group of first group, we identified that all the verbs here, they had one of the root letters hamza, like sala, akhaza, akala, amara, akhaza. So they all have hamza in as a one of the root letters. So this is one group. This group, these type of verbs, they are called sahihul mahmuz, that have one root as hamza. And the second one is as-sahihu mudaafu wa huwa allazi fi jizrihi tazifu, and this is the kind that has in the roots that has the doubling. The tazifu huwa shaddatu lianna arhusani wa salisuhuma nafsul harfi, that the second and the third letter is the same, they are same, like we have seen in this group number 2, that second and third were the same letter in the root. So like say kassa, yakusu, these two are same. Similarly shakka, marra, sarra, zalla. So they all second and third one, they all the same letters. So this is the second group. And the Sahih Salim, anything else that does not have a hamza or that does not have that doubling is the this is the third group. So these are the three kinds of the Salim verbs. Sahih Salim. So as-sahihu salimu darasna tasriful fi'l sahih salim fil madi wa fil mudari fi dars salis. These are kind of the verb that we have already studied in madi, in the past and the present tense in the third lesson. So all the verbs that we studied there, those are sahih salim. But tasrifu fi'l sahih salim huwa, and so and the conjugation of the sahih verb Sahih Salim, this verb is the huwa al asasu allazi namalu alayhi tasrifu kulla nuwain sahin wal mu'talin. So the baseline of like we will see that the other form, how they deviate from this form. So this is form that does not have a hamza or that does not have a one letter doubling. That form is the baseline form, and any changes from this we will explain in the other forms. This is what it says. So now this one, the third one is clear, that we have already studied, that does not have hamza and that does not double. And then the second one is now we starting from as-sahihu al-mahmuz, that one of them that has hamza. Huwa fi'lul ladhi yakunu fi jizrihi harful hamza, where that in its roots there is one letter which is hamza. Now this one also has of three kinds. Huwa salasatu anwain. First one is mahmuzul fa, where the first letter has a hamza. Wa huwa allazi takunu fi hamzatu awwal harfi min hurufil jizri. So one of the three root letters that have hamza, the fa, the first letter which is fa'ala, al-fa, that it has hamza. For example, akala, akhaza, amara, the hamza, that is the first root letter. Akhaza, Hamza. So this is the group we are talking about. So for the baseline, so to see how that changes from the baseline, I have taken an example from the Salim verb, which is the third kind that does not have Hamza or that does not have a doubling. So like this Nasara has Noon, Sa and Ra. So let's take this as a baseline. Huwa nasara, huma nasara, hum nasaru. It is the conjugation. Hiya nasarat, huma nasarata, hunna nasarna, anta nasarta, antuma nasartuma, antum nasartum, anti nasarti, antuma nasartuma, antunna nasartuna. I think something wrong here. So antum nasartum, anti nasarti. Antuma nasartuma, antunna nasartuna. Okay, now is correct. So huwa nasara, huma nasara, hum nasaru, hiya nasarat, huma nasarata, hunna nasarna, anta nasarta, antuma nasartuma, antum nasartum, anti nasarti, antuma nasartuma, antunna nasartunna, ana nasartu, nahnu nasarna. Okay, so this is the baseline. This is the Salim verb that does not have Hamza or the doubling. So now we see how this form Mahmuzul Fa, how this deviates from the baseline. So now let's use akala here. Huwa akala, huma akala, hum akalu, hiya akalat, huma akalata, hunna akalna, anta akalta, antuma akaltuma, antuma akaltum, anti akalti, antuma akaltuma, antunna akaltunna, ana akaltu, nahnu akalna. So we don't see any change here. يكون تصريف هذا الفعل في الماضي مثل صحيح سالم بدون مشكلة. So the conjugation of these verbs in the past tense is the same as of the Sahih Salim without any problem. So this is just, we have seen that is perfectly we can conjugate as the Salim verb. So now let's see what happens in the present tense. So we take the same verb nasara yansuru, huwa yansuru, the Salim verb huwa yansuru, huma yansurani, hum yansuruna, hiya tansuru, huma tansurani, hunna yansurna, anta tansuru, antuma tansurani, antum tansuruna, anti tansurina, antuma tansurani, antunna tansurna, ana nansuru, nahnu nansuru. Now let's use this akala yakulu here. Huwa yakulu, huma yakulani, hum yakuluna, hiya takulu, huma takulani, hunna yakulna, anta takulu, antuma takulani, antum takuluna, anti takulina, antuma takulani, antunna takulna, ana akulu, nahnu nakulu. So we can also see there is if you can also look at here, we don't find anything different. يكون تصريف هذا الفعل في المضارع مثل صحيح سالم. So in the present tense form, this also verb is like the صحيح سالم that we have seen. ولكنه but it ما ضمير only with the pronoun أنا is مختلف, is different. فنقول أكل ولا نقول أكل. So the only difference is when we use for ana is actually we make it akulu. Actually if you do it proper way is going to be like this akulu, but we write it like akulu. So that is the only difference in writing. So that was for al-mahmuzul fa, that the first letter has hamza. Now mahmuzul ain, the second letter has, when second letter has hamza, then what happens? Huwa allazi yakunu harful hamza fi harfa sani fil jizri wal fi'lu mahmuzu ain fi nasi. So example is like sa'ala. So is the second letter that replaces the n in fa'ala. Now this one is the example of mahmuzul ain, sa'ala. So now we take the same example, nasara, and let's put like use sala instead of nasara. So huwa sala, huma sala, hum salu, hiya salat, huma salata, hunna salna, anta salta, antuma saltuma, antum saltum, anti salti, antuma saltuma, antunna saltunna, ana saltu, nahnu salna. So again we don't see any problem here. وتصریف یکون فی الماضی والمضارع, تصریف صحیح سالم, so there is no problem here. Even in mudare is saying is there is no problem. So huwa like sala yas'alu, so let's put use yas'alu instead of yansuru. Huwa yas'alu, huma yas'alani, hum yas'aluna, hiya tas'alu, huma alani, hunna yas'alna, anta tas'alu, antuma tas'alani, antum tas'aluna, anti tas'alina, antuma tas'alani, antunna tas'alna, ana as'alu, nahnu nas'alu. You can go through here as well, so we don't see any problem. So basically there is no problem. We can just make conjugation of such verbs without any difficulty. Now the third one is mahmuzul lam, where the third radical has a hamza. The lam is the lam kalima, the lam letter is a hamza. Huwa allazi yakunu harful hamza fihi harf salis fil jizr. In the root of 3 letters, the third one is hamza. Wal fi'lu mahmuzul lami fi nasi, and the example here we can use bada or kara. So ba, dal and hamza is the third one. Same for kara. So now let's use kara in our same examples. Huwa kara, huma kara, hum karau, hiya karat, huma karata, hunna karana, anta karata, antuma karatuma, antum karatum, anti karati, antuma karatuma, antunna karatunna, ana karatu, nahnu karana. And similarly we replace yansuru with yakrau. Huwa yakrau, huma yakraani, hum yakrauna, hiya takrau, huma takraani, hunna yakrana, anta takrau, antuma takraani, antum takrauna, anta anti takraina, antuma takraani, antunna takrana, ana akrau, nahnu nakrau. So وتصريف هذا الفعل في الماضي وفي الماضي يكون مثل صحيح سالم. So the conjugation of this verb in past and present is the same like a sahih salim, like we have just seen. فلكنه فقط يكون مختلفا أحيانا في كتابه hamza. So the only issue is that the writing of hamza and وهي مشكلة, that is the only difficulty, that the way we write hamza, which sanadrusuha fi waqtiha, which we'll study some other time. So in speaking there is no issue, just writing the hamza there is some difficulty which we'll study some other time. Okay, the last one. So we studied the 2 forms of the correct verbs, and this is the third one which has a doubling. Al-mudaf huwa fi'lul lazi yakunu al-harfu sani salis min jizrihi harf nafsahu fanaqulu bishadda. So in this form, in this group, the second and the third root is the same, like marra, shamma, ranna, madda. Now let's take our same examples and use marra here. So huwa, here we can see huwa marra, huma marra, hum marru, hiya marrat, huma marrata for feminine, hum huwa, huma, hum marru, hunna, hunna is here mararna. So we see here now marra, doubling, this all doubling, here the doubling is ends. For hunna, now we don't say marna, it is actually mararna, so the doubling is there. So that is the difference here, mararna. And then from here is all simple, mararna, mararta, marartuma. So if we can also follow here from mararna, then if we go to the second person, mararta, marartuma, marartum, mararti, marartuma, marartunna, marartu mararna. So that is the only change, that the doubling is removed from here when we see the sukoon. Similarly, fail mudare, if we use fail mudare here, is the same difference is here, only the where we see the jazm, then it is the ra is opens up, rest all are same. So for hunna yamrurna and for antunna tamrurna. So ومشكلة هذا الفعل في تصريفه عندما يكون مبنيا على السكون. So when it becomes مبني على السكون, like we know that like مرة فعل ماضٍ, so this is مبني على الفتح, this مبني على فتح, this مبني على فتح, this مبني على ضمة. So all these are مبني على السكوني, it has a scoon, third letter. So then the only difficulty in this field is the conjugation when it is mabni ala sukun. فَنَحْنُ نَكْسِرُ شَدَّ لِأَنَّنَا لَا يُمْكِنُ أَن تَنْتِقَ سُكُونَيْنِ مَا. So then when this happens, then we break the shadda, we break the doubling, because if you put a sukun on the shadda, then you can't pronunciate. So you can't actually pronunciate when one letter has a so one letter is actually shadda is two letters. So when you put sukoon, because it's mabni la sukoon, when you put sukoon there, you can't pronunciate. So in Arabic you can't pronunciate two letters or that has sukoon side by side. So that is why they are broken, the shadda is broken. So that is the only difference here. So that completes the first group of verbs, which is failu sahi, the correct form of the verb. Now we study the defective form of the verbs in the next session, inshallah. So we will study the failul mu'tal in the next session. So I'm gonna stop it here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.